Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez. And yesterday, we started off the show with a Hotline Hot take with a man telling us about women being entitled and having an attitude. And so we decided to have a guys versus girls night, which ended up being very much kumbaya. All of y'all seem to agree. We've got Alexa Darling, we've got Rashard, we've got Stephanie Rodriguez, and Phil from the Poor Horseman podcast. And we agreed that either he was ugly, came on too aggressive, and didn't have enough rejection in his life.
Or had mommy issues.
Or mommy issues. If you didn't watch the episode,
Put mommy issues on my boy.
But something that I kept hearing from the ladies is that men are the ones who are entitled now, which kind of goes with that behavior of the guy, right? If he's coming on aggressive, if you're feeling men come on aggressive, they feel they're entitled to whatever conversation you're having, your time, your phone number, your Instagram.
Yes.
Ladies, do you really feel that men are now the entitled ones?
I would say most. I wouldn't say all of them, but yeah, most.
The majority of your interactions?
Yeah.
To me, it's 50-50.
Okay.
50-50 are entitled and 50 are more willing to accept the rejection and maybe try again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the entitled are the guys who cannot take no for an answer and continue to speak to you and ask you for your time.
Yes.
Yes.
Or the ones that come into maybe you're talking to your friends, they interrupt you, and they feel like, they buy you a drink, and they feel like you have to give them your number or go with them.
Like you owe them after they buy you the drink. Yeah.
Interesting, because in yesterday's episode, Phil decided to give that example. Like, if I slide you a drink, is that an in? And Alexa, you were very accepting to that move. You were like, yeah, that's a good move. You send me a drink and I'll do a little one of these. But now you're saying that's not necessarily the case.
No. I'm saying that even if you buy me a drink, does not mean that I'm supposed to give you my number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can buy me a drink from far away, and thank you, but it doesn't. You shouldn't expect anything outside of you buying me a drink.
Okay. And some men will feel like, hold up, I gave you a drink.
Yeah, they get mad. They get mad. They crash out.
They do. Yes. Like if you send me a drink and you have no other, secondary intention behind it, amazing. And if I want to talk to you, then we'll start a conversation. But I've noticed that a lot of guys do it with the expectation of either getting your number or taking you home at the end of the night.
Yes.
Fellas, your thoughts?
The reason why a lot of men get mad is because they're so used to it being easy. See what I'm saying? So y'all are very ladylike. It's not people will present themselves as ladies, but nah, that ain't it.
Gotcha.
They might want it more than a man want it, So
you're saying freaks in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Like they actually want to go home?
Freaks in the streets.
Yeah,
the streets.
They are for the streets.
The streets. The
so
streets.
it's way more freaks in the streets at bars than it is a woman, a lady. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
With substance, yes.
I might have to agree with him on that. I've noticed that lately there are a lot of women our age and younger who are just out to either get their meals or their drinks comped, and then it pisses the guys off, rightfully so, because they're kind of being played and there's not even a chance, and even if there were a chance, they don't care enough to give it a chance.
Game.
I think sometimes as fellas, where we go wrong is that if you don't have the established relationship to where you have some sort of feeling that this woman likes you or it's leading somewhere, it's all about it. The old folks say don't start nothing that you can't finish. So if you lead with money, it would behoove you to think that she is going, or that she is going to expect gifts and think like that's how you led. That's how you came out.
Let me tell y'all a story real quick. One time a guy took me out to Maestro's. He was trying to talk to me and stuff, and I'm like, I'm very easy. You can take me to Chili's, and I'm cool with that. But the guy was trying to impress me. I said, oh yeah, let's go. And it was my first time at Maestro's. Go to Maestro's, get like 2 drinks. He's buying drinks left and right, left and right, left and right. I'm very mindful. I'm like, I know it's this expensive place. I'm not gonna OD with the,
Which
but he
not
buying
all
all
women
drinks.
are like
Right.
this.
They not.
Yeah,
They
right.
not.
But the bill came up to be like $100. This man gonna ask me, do you have 150?
What?
On the first date. And it's funny because I actually gave him the 150, but I blocked him afterwards because I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you bring me here? I didn't ask you to bring me here. You led with that. Like,
that
he
goes
led
back to
with that,
degrees.
right?
Like, hey man, why is the oven on 550? And this is the approach. Like, fam, we just trying to preheat.
We're still in the preheat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we just trying to preheat, bro. Like,
Yes, and then they get upset because then
You
they
coming
say,
in too hot.
they're gold diggers. Well, you're the one who approached me all about the money. Don't be
Yeah, like-
upset if I'm expecting X, Y, Z. And also, if you approach women with just that money mindset, of course you're not gonna really make a connection.
Yeah.
It's too shallow.
For sure.
Okay, no, I want to dive into
Yeah, she
that because I
bad.
feel like some women do want that money in
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
treatment.
get
All right, you
dragged.
stay right there because we just preheated. All right, we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We're having a wonderful guys and girls night with Alexa, Rashard, Stephanie, and Phil. Okay, Phil, you were itching to say something to Alexa earlier.
Yeah, Alexa, you gave him 150.
I did.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's tough.
I
You know that I hate that you were in that situation.
Yeah.
I really do, because he should have just took you to like Red Lobster or something.
I would have been fine with it.
And
Olive
you know what I'm
Garden.
saying? Get you some biscuits or something, but we gotta stop trying to overdo it, man.
Yeah, like,
Bro,
Yeah.
you ain't got it.
You ain't
Don't
got
just
it.
relax.
like a lot of times, like we said, and I know people expect it to tune in and this to be like a real controversial gender
Well, I
war
do
type
want to present
thing.
that side because I do, and maybe you aren't the men who agree with this perspective, but I think men are seeing so many women want to be wined and dined in fancy places because there
Right.
are men who can provide it.
Yep.
Right.
And so when you do lead that way, it's like there's a bigger chance that you can actually keep her, right? Especially
okay.
when she's expecting it from other men.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out if your personality ain't enough, right? If she could get it all by herself, which most independent women can,
Yeah.
and they want a partner who can take her to maestros and wherever else, what are the men supposed to do?
Okay, but this is the thing.
Red
though.
Lobster ain't gonna impress everyone. Alexa is kind for that.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that, but this is the thing though. If you know that, and you know that, because like you said, everybody got different things in their arsenal. Some folks, you know what I'm saying, money is what it is. Some folks' personality is what it is. Some folks are funny. Some folks, like, it's different things in your arsenal. Nothing wrong with that, but I do expect this. If money is in your arsenal, when it don't work out the way you want it to work out, you can't get mad, because that's part of the game.
Right.
That's part of the game. Like, say, man, if I'm leading with money, then I know that, hey, this can either go this way or this way. So when you get upset about it not working out, that leads me to believe that money ain't really what's in your arsenal. You overdid it.
See,
Trying to impress.
both parties are living fantasies within their head. Whoever's fantasy isn't playing out usually is the one that's getting mad.
upset.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be in real time with this. Like, you have to understand, we're in the middle of a recession.
Yes.
Money, a lot of people not having money like that.
Yeah.
So it is some guys that can wind it down, but it's not even a high percentage of men that make six figures, if I'm being real with you. So how can you expect all of this? Now, the men are fools by leading with money or trying to, but it is a competition, and men, we are egotistical, so we might try to take you to somewhere to make ourselves stand out.
But then again, it's like there's more. Relationships should not be about money though. 'Cause it's
Well,
like when you
But
actually.
you're kind, once again.
And
You're
at the
Maybe I'm
same
just
time-
different. I'm wired
Honestly,
differently.
I feel like relationships to an extent are about money, but when you lead only with money, like for me, let me give you an example. I dated a millionaire. Didn't work out. But our first
Girl, they
date,
stingy. And they don't.
no, he was not
okay.
actually.
My bad.
Our first date was just casual drinks and dinner at 5115. And then
50-15.
50-15.
Yeah.
There we go. And then after that, it went up a notch and up a notch and up a notch. And one night we spent like $1,000. I never paid him. I didn't have to, but it was because it was a build up to that
Exactly.
level.
man.
You can't
Exactly.
That's a smart
Yeah.
You can't just.
Exactly.
I think that the dudes that really got the money like that and lead like that, they understand it's part of the game.
Yep.
So when it don't work out, they just move on. When I hear like the call that we had, or like Phil was saying, the guys that, hey, let me holler at you, and then the minute you say no, all of a sudden you turn ugly, literally in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a lack of, I ain't gonna lie to you, in the barbershop, that's a lack of being outside.
Yep.
Like you can tell when a dude ain't been outside. That go back to that whole era of like having to approach a woman, having to approach a young lady, getting told no, having to pick your face up off the ground, and just go on about your business and move on to the next one.
Social media has stripped that away from them because you can take that rejection and just go to the next woman. Go to the next woman. So it's almost like a game.
So maybe he needs to get on social media and the dating apps just to get.
Yeah, that may be the way for him to go.
What's that? Hinge and shit.
Yeah, he ain't got it that way. When they tell him no, it's not in public.
Yeah, true.
He can just scroll over and message the next one.
But one that also hurt his chances of in real life getting with someone because he doesn't have that social interaction. He doesn't know how to handle it in person. Right. He's only used to it being online.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he hurt already. He's hurt in real life already.
That's true.
He's going through it.
He's going through it.
Let's not take my poor Hotline Hot taker. You know, let's let him breathe. All right, you stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We're having a guys and girls night. It's not guys versus girls because y'all seem to agree on all subjects here. We got Alexa, Richard, Stephanie, and Phil. All right. Somebody brought up social media, and I feel like that is something that has presented not only opportunities to reach out to people by sliding in DMs and like moving on very quickly, but also it shows you lifestyles that may or may not be real. Right? Oh, yeah. Like I could post from a PJ and I'm not even taking a flight on this right? Yeah. Do you think that has warped people's approaches to potential relationships?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. It's a highlight reel.
Yeah.
It's a highlight reel. And sometimes, like you said, it can even be fake. So it's not, you're not even seeing, it has removed all sense of, hey, there may be problems that we have to face in a relationship. There may be, like, nobody shows you the bad side.
Yeah.
Like, everything is purely unicorns, rainbows,
and butterflies.
It's
all trickery.
It's all trickery. Sorcery.
The women with filters. You see what I'm saying? They have things that can contour your body. Yeah. And like it's so many things. Dudes too. Yep. Dudes have bald heads, but go get implants. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's all trickery. You will never know a person until you get in front of a person.
Real life. You need real life experience.
That's it. Because
very true, though.
That's how these relationships and things go wrong. It's all based off of social media.
So what advice do we have for my poor guy who left that voicemail, right? Like going out there and getting rejected time and time again is what I hear. But what is the proper approach?
I would suggest to him, one, it sounds like he went in totally blind. It doesn't sound like he went in assessing the situation.
I also say, like, go in rooms where you belong, right? And talk to people that you feel like, because once you're in a room that you belong to, for example, if you are, I don't know, a content creator, or if you're a business, if you're a realtor or whatever, go in those spaces, talk to those people, or try to talk to those people. Also, try to have a conversation first. Don't go so deep into like, hey, what's your number? Or because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get rejected.
I feel like he was. I feel like maybe his taste doesn't fit his look.
That go back to social media,
not
though.
you going back to
But that go back to social media, though.
I'm serious. I want something productive,
no, but that go back to social
like, he
media,
cannot
though.
change
he
he's
can't,
not
right?
Go to
But
Turkey
he
and
can.
change his whole face.
So now look. So if I'm giving him game, if I'm talking to him, I'll be like, hey, look, bro, you gotta relax first and foremost. Look, scope the scene. Look at how she's dressed. Look at how she's carrying herself. If she not jumping all up on the table or waving then she's a chill lady. So she wants to be approached chill. Now, if you want that woman jumping up on the table, hey, listen, now you can go for it.
You can go. You can go guns blazing.
But most of the time, women are women, so they want to be approached a certain type of way. So you have to assess it and relax. I feel like he was too antsy. He want to get straight to it. Just chill. Relax, man.
Been outside.
Yeah, and I think that men also need to have realistic expectations, which ties into what he's saying. Like, observe the woman you're approaching. If she has on head to toe designer and you're dressed basic or you don't know how to dress, of course you're gonna get rejected. Like you shouldn't even try, honestly.
Absolutely.
Or I ain't
But
gonna-
if it's someone if it's someone that looks like more chill, they're dressed like, for example, I'm dressed jeans, you know, you would never know what I'm wearing, and I'm just dressed casual, then okay, maybe that's more approachable. But I think some men approach a beautiful woman because she attracts that attention, she commands the room, and then they're upset or surprised when the woman wants money, wants you to pay her bills, wants you to take her shopping.
I ain't saying you necessarily have to be equally yoked, but I do think that if you gonna shoot, but no, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you necessarily have to be, but I do think that if you're going to shoot for the stars, you have to be prepared
Exactly.
in the event that she that she doesn't accept.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just because she got on, because she could be dressed in designer head to toe and be looking for, hey man, I've been approached by money, and I got my own, so I'm looking for a normal guy to just come in here and just show me normal things.
I don't agree, because a woman who has all those things for herself is gonna want a man that can either keep up or do better.
Now this is the thing, that may be true. Not knocking that, because I think, but check it out though.
Alexa.
Check it out though. This is the thing though. Going back to the root of what we talking about, we not talking about whether she says yes and she wants a normal guy, or whether she says no and wants somebody that keeps up. I'm talking about it's incumbent upon the man on your reaction.
Right.
Regardless of what her answer is, you shouldn't let that pull you to where you calling in here.
Right. Talk about
Jane.
women are entitled and stuff.
All right, listen, thank y'all so much for being here 2 nights in a row. I really appreciate y'all's takes. Apparently, y'all seem to agree on a lot of it. All right, well, coming up next, I'm heading behind the bar because we've got Shay from Social Junkie showing me how to make, I don't know which cocktail. Let's find out. Welcome back to the Nightcap. I'm behind the bar now because I've got Shay from Social Junkie in the building, and you're here to do what? Back that glass up. Yes. Okay, the food yesterday was amazing. The drinks, everybody drank every single little drop of it because it was delicious. And there's a vibe at Social Junkie, right?
Oh, 100%.
All right, so what exactly, for people who are unfamiliar, what is Social Junkie about?
Social Junkie is a sports bar. We were originally established in 2013.
I mean, I remember. Okay.
It was this spot.
Yep.
It definitely stamped, I don't know if you know Sunday Fun Day. It created it. Universal. Come on, let's talk about it. We are under different ownership.
Yeah, you're back.
We're back.
And
back
better.
and ready. Better.
Yeah, and it isn't just drinks, it's also foods.
Yes, and amazing food at that. Everything in-house is just spectacular.
Okay, what do you like?
Ooh, our flatbread, our buffalo chicken is, it's so good. Also, our Mardi Gras pasta has a ton of protein in there. And then I would say, honestly,
Can't go wrong with the wings or the lamb
I know,
chops.
but I feel like everybody always talks about wings. I personally like our sliders.
But you're all about the cocktails.
bar, the
what
liquor.
are you shaking up for me today?
Okay, so we are going to make the Honduita, which is a staple and a signature at Social Junkie. So what we have is we're gonna have our base, which is gonna be Hennessy. Then we're also gonna use fresh strawberry syrup, lime juice, fresh agave, and then we're also gonna use Grand Marnier.
All right, shake it up, girl. All right, while you do that though, I have questions for you. Men and women, are they entitled?
I feel like it's a generational thing. I think that from a generational perspective, from social media, from approach, from past relationships, everybody has a twisted and their own ideal of what an approach should be, a relationship should be, and a conversation.
Okay, so are men coming on too aggressive? And are women expecting too much?
I personally feel like you need to know how to approach someone based off of who you are, your character, and your energy, and to read the room. So if you're
She said exactly what the women were saying.
Hold
All right,
on,
shake it up,
hold
shake it
on.
up, girl. Shake it up.
So personally for me, if you can look at someone and know that they're not your type and what you go for, leave them alone.
Okay. But what if they don't leave you alone?
That's when they get mean.
That's when the claws come out.
That's when the claws come out.
I get a garnish on this?
Oh, absolutely. So we're topping it with fresh strawberries.
Nice. Fresh strawberries. All right, this is what Rashard had. And I know he was like, this is boozy.
So this is hefty. So keep in mind this does come with Hennessy and Grand Marnier.
All right, so where can people go for Social Junkie? Where's it at?
Social Junkie is at 2412 Washington Ave. That's where you're gonna find us. Trust me, you'll know by the line, by the cars, by the music, by the patio, and by the drinks, baby.
You brought. You brought it, baby. Hold up. This is delicious, but you can tell this boozy girl. Oh, okay, you can approach me tonight. Hello? What's up? I'll talk to you. I'm married, but I'll talk to you. All right, listen, Shay, thank you so much. Check her out at Social Junkie. Get some good food, get some good drinks, and really feel the vibe first. Make sure you can approach and provide to whoever you're approaching, because otherwise, it's not going to end well. All right, cheers to you. We'll see you guys next time.